Hello, it is the 14th of June and I've got a page finish on Eternal Promise. Now, I think in terms of stitching days it took me 10 days. So that's kind of a good average. So I've stitched this page, which is obviously a mixture of her hair, her cape, you can't see her anymore, she's rolled up, cape of her dress and her dress, and I think that's the drapey sleeve part, little belt that goes there, and so I've done 3 pages so far on this row, but I'm not feeling as keen to plough on. I think I need a bit of a break. I've worked on this, well, 2 pages a month for most of the year so far, and it's halfway through the year and I think I need a bit of a break from it, but I still want to keep it as a focus piece. So this page is all that I will be doing on this month, and after I've recorded this I'm going to switch to something else. I think I'm going to stitch just B for a little while, and I'll probably spend a week and a bit on that. I'm going to give myself a week at the end of the month to work on Santarel. So I'm going to work just B slightly differently, so it's something I want to do going forward with my PDF patterns, and I'll show and explain more when I get to a picture of that, which you'll see next, because I'll just record a clip. So this is Eternal Promise, Heaven and Earth Designs. The artist is Matt Stewart. Stitched 1/1 full crosses on 25 count magic guide from DMC, and that is where I will leave it for June. July I'll be doing this page. I still plan to do 1 page a month. I think that's what I'm going to do for now. Kind of went all how I normally do when I finish a piece, but I'm still 40 pages, I think it's 40 pages away from a finish. So rather than forcing it, I'm going to mix things up a bit and change the rotation around and give myself different colours and different things to look at. So I will see you, well, you'll see this next bit in a bit. I'll probably record in about another week. Bye bye. Hello, it's the 30th of June and I got a bit of an update this morning. This is just B, and I went back to it after completing the page on Eternal Promise. So instead of doing my usual carry on with the page I was working on, I've gone across the row. Actually, the row I was working on, this one above. So completed the 10 rows, carried on the colour until it ran out, or until I get to a big jump, which is how I work. Because we've got his sunglasses coming in, his fur is only coming down to the next 10 row block anyway. So where did I start? Probably it'd be around here. I think I finished off that bead, and then just pan across. So I've got his fur coming in, all the colours of his fur, got across to the end of that, filled in this bit of the sky and got the glasses started, and I've just got that little bit at the end of the 10 row block to do, and then got lots of shadows, quite a sunny day, and then once that's done, be returning to this end and carrying it along. It's nice. It's strange. It's strange not knowing how much I would normally do in a week, because I'm used to working in pages. I kind of know if I haven't got too much confetti sprinkled in there like you've got with these glasses, I know how much I can get done in a week, how long roughly it takes me to do a page. But with this, it's new and I don't know, and it takes a lot of the pressure off to think, oh, I'm not getting much done. Well, I'm getting a bit done. There is a lot of confetti in the fur, that's why it looks so nice. But it's not too bad. The sky for me is the most boring bit. It's just doing all that plain light colours. So that was just B, and I probably spent a week on it, just over a week. My productivity always seems to slow down around June time. It's just that time of year. So after I did that, the reason I swapped, let's get, there we go. The reason I swapped was because I wanted to spend a week on the owl, and from now until he's finished, I will be trying to do some on him weekend mornings. Whatever else I'm working on, I want to do some in the mornings at the weekend, and then for the last full week of every month I want to spend some time just stitching on the owl, and that's what I did for the last week. So I had this page started. It's not a full page, I'm taking out the background as I go as well, so it narrows it down. I'd already got majority of the eye feathers done, and I worked it colour at a time this page, which was really difficult to stay on track with because I'm used to just working down in those colours and switching colours. But with this one there are a lot of areas where it's just one colour, one stitch, change colour, one more stitch, change colour, 2 stitches. So because there's a lot of that, I just went colour at a time, and all I did was I just picked the next colour on the pattern, and so it wasn't like I was making any decision as to which to stitch. So obviously got all his feathers there done. Got another little duck coming in, be like this one and that one. So eventually he will get his hat, and the wing that was on this page as well. So there we go. I have one more row of pages to do, which just follows his body round. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do. I'd like it to be quick, but these things never are. I've also got to work out the difference between the owl and the background, because I'm removing the majority of the background. There's a pool of shadow underneath him that I'm not planning to stitch either. So I need to work out where the owl ends and the other bits start, so that I can keep the nice roundness of the owl and the shading, so that he carries on looking 3-dimensional. But he's really looking great. The fabric I'm using, I've probably mentioned it before, but it is 25 count Lugana from Chromatic Alchemy, and the colourway is Radioactive, and it is a pretty perfect match for the background colours of the design. Possibly looking a bit lighter here, it's a bit darker really, but it suits him and he really stands out against it. Stitching green on green is about as much fun as stitching white on white, but we're getting there. So there's 4 pages to do. One of those is quite small, and I'll have more to show you later. I'm probably not going to put this up online until the end of July because there hasn't been a lot of updates, and there probably won't be a lot of updates in July either. I'll probably just stitch them both together and put them all up at once, but I'll probably do some stitch with me videos in between as well anyway. So I'll see you later with some more. Bye for now. I'm back again. It is still the 30th of June, but I've got another page finished. This is only a tiny page. So bottom of his wing and part of the side of the owl. I've also got the gridding ready for the next page. It comes down to about here, but obviously we curve with the owl. So that's enough owl for today. I'm going to, I don't know, switch to something else, maybe do some knitting, and start of June tomorrow, so start of July tomorrow, so back to Eternal Promise, and stitching this at the weekends, so I may start the next page tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. I might be a bit owled out at the moment after doing him for a week, so I'll have an update when I finish another page. Just 3 pages to go and he's done. Bye bye. Hello again. It's Friday the 13th of July and I've got a page finish. I actually finished it last night, but I thought I'd record it today while we've got some sunlight. And a lot of that recently, it's far too warm, but I'm still managing to get some stitching done. There's just been a couple of times where I've had to abandon my stitchy area because it's too warm. So, what did we do? We've finished off Aragorn's hand, some of his arm, started on his outfit, and that is all of arm and sleeve. So obviously that's going to come down below. I think I worked it out. Once I've finished this row, there is still another 5 rows to do, so we're a long way from finishing. I've got, technically it's 3 pages to finish the row, but one's probably only about down there, so it's just that small bit. So I'll stitch that with the one next to it. At the moment I am working 1 page a month on this rather than the 2. I think I set off on my 2 pages a month sprint a bit early. I should actually leave it until I'm only a couple of rows away from completing. Not really burnt out or anything, but I just feel like my other projects were getting neglected. So I have plans now to work the others in with this one and obviously getting the owl finished. So that's it for now. I'll do some more stitching on some other projects and I'll give you an update when we get there. See you soon. Bye. Hello again. It's the 24th of July. I actually finished this page a couple of days ago, but it's been too hot to do anything. The page is, see the edge of her hair there? I did that line there, so kind of up there. So it's just a partial page because it is the end of the row page. It's lots of these bluey greys. It was so tedious. I don't cope well with blocks. These bits in her hair, all the detail in her hair are full of confetti stitches. There's so many colours in those bits. And they're so much more interesting to stitch for me than these bits. But it looks lovely and the overall effect is gorgeous. So go for dark, I'm going through lighter colours. So that's the first row done on Snow Girl by Neen Thomas. Bear with 1 minute. And this is what she should look like when she's done. So as you can see, I've done this bit up here and there's all that to go. There's a lot of sparkly threads in her face around her forehead and bits and pieces over here, but it's mostly on her face. So I have got some of the Chronic blending filament in 032, and I'm going to do an experiment because I normally use Petite Treasure braid in 010, PB10, something like that. And that's what I'm using on Just Be, but that's obviously thicker. That's a lot like the number 4 fine braid from Chronic, which is what you're meant to use, but then you're also meant to be stitching this with 2 strands of DMC on 25 count, and I only ever use 1 strand because of my tension. So I've got the blending filament, and I'm going to do an experiment on some 25 count, stitching 2 strands of that and see how that compares to the Petite Treasure braid, because what I don't want is for it to look really thin and as if nothing's there, or if there's this gap where there should be some stitching. So I'm going to stitch 2 strands of blending filament, a square of 1 strand of the Treasure braid, and then I'm going to stitch some of the other flesh colours, well, the colours in her face, and I'm going to stitch some of those around it just to see how it all compares. So a bit of experimenting to do. I'm not going to be there for a little while, or for a long while. When I get back to it, I'm going to start working across the whole thing 10 by 10. See, the problem I have here is a lot more background, so I think if I just take it a bit at a time, and the background is probably not going to be as boring as doing loads and loads of black for her hair. So I'm going to break it up by going across. So there she is. Be a little while before she comes out to play again. I've got the others to do. So now, for the rest of this month, I am going to get some more done on my Santa owl, and I'll probably do a bit of a quick update of that regardless of getting a page finished at the end of the month. So another clip to come. See you soon. Bye. Hello, and it is the 31st of July, so very end of the month, and I thought I'd do an update on Santa owl. I kind of promised. I haven't finished the page, but you kind of see that's the curve. That's not quite the bottom curve of the owl, but it's kind of showing, it's kind of coming around. I think there's a few dark colours either side of that bit. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. So I've got a good portion. There's still this to do, but I should be able to get that finished off next month. I'm gridding threads in the way still, but I've got the duck done. Started on him in one of the Stitch With Me videos, and he looked a bit like just a orange yellow blob banana shape, but that's what he's like. Let's get in there with his little Santa hat on, and we've got these snowflake snowball bits. I think these are dandelion, like dandelion puff clock things, a few of those in there. So I'm working on this one this evening, and tomorrow, 1st of August, I'll switch back to Eternal Promise. So what I've got here is just the outline of a holly leaf. So up here I've got 2 holly leaves and some berries. Down here there'll just be a holly leaf with 2 berries, and it's mostly green and more of these snowbally snowflake things to fill in. So that's that page. Then there'll be another fairly big page here which has got another duck on it, and then small. Want to hopefully finish him off, so he's not far from being finished. I do find it difficult to work on him for any real length of time. I love the green fabric, but green on green stitching is a bit like white on white stitching. Not so much fun. Need good light for it. Hopefully August might be a bit cooler. I doubt it. But because I can't, it's too hot in my craft room at the moment, so I'm not getting the weekend mornings spent on it. If I had, I probably would have got more of this done, probably even the page finish. But we'll see. I've got a week off work in August. I might do this in the morning and then something else in the afternoons. We'll see. Unless I go somewhere. Who knows? I'll be surprised. But he's not far from being done. After this, there's just these 2 pages and he will be finished. Hopefully in time for Christmas. And then maybe I can see about getting a frame and getting him framed. So there we are. Santa Owl from Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Anya Kai. He's lovely. He's full of confetti. He's hard work. So that's it for this month. So what you'll have when you're watching this is a recap of 2 months, which June and July. Hopefully I'll get a bit more stitching done in August. June and July always seem to be slow months for me. Every year I go through this. I'm not getting much done, but it's still lots of progress. Just be grateful. And the weather's nice, too hot. But at least it means I've got lots of sunshine to stitch by, and it's better to stitch in the sunlight. Makes you feel happier. So maybe I'll be back at the end of August. Depends on how much progress I've got done, whether I do a 1 month or 2 month update. And hopefully during the month there'll be, I think I only did 1 stitch with me this month, so I'll probably try and do a couple next month. I'm just aware that stitching on Eternal Promise can be a bit boring because you're not really seeing anything appear. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, see how I feel. See what the light's like. See how much stitching I get done. So I'll be back, and in the meantime I hope you get lots of your own stitching done. I'm good to watch some more update videos and see everyone's updates in the various Facebook groups, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.